This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So the earth is going to be here forever. All right? It was set up to be here forever. It's good. It's not a bad thing. Everything the Most High set up is a good thing. Even the wicked, he set them up to oppress you, to put you through that furnace of affliction, all right? To humble you, to bring you low, to show you this is what the earth looks like ruled in a wicked capacity. Okay, when wicked individuals are ruling, you got all these different type of agendas and type of religions and type of things going. It's only one truth, man. It's only one faith. That's Ephesians, the 4th chapter. All right, but the devil tells you it's all these different denominations. Okay, you got Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism. You got all this type of stuff that's being allowed to flow on the earth. And that's not the correct way of things being done, man. Moism, homosexuality, all this type of stuff being pushed upon the earth. Pushed to your kids, may I add, right? So this is what the earth looks like ruled in a wicked rulership. Now who rules the earth? Who has the military all over the earth? 850 bases. The so-called YT man. He rules the earth. Who tells you that you gotta pay for water? You gotta pay for electricity, right? The YT man. He going forth like he came in. Native Americans didn't have to pay for no water, bro. All they had to do was go to the streams and drink. Okay? That's all that was happening. There wasn't no charging for water, electricity, or nothing like that. Gad was living cool. They was chilling. And I guarantee you, the Moors was living like that as well. They wasn't having nobody pay for electricity and water and none of that. These are things that are necessities, essential. These are vital to life. Why would you make somebody pay for this? Shelter, all of that should be free. Going back, what was it, Libya, okay? You go to college, you get paid to go to college. College is free, but you get paid. And then you get out, you get an apartment, you get married, you get more money. You get paid to reproduce every child that you have. You get paid. Now, Obama and your mama them had to come through and destroy that. Because furthermore, behind that scenes, you had what? A gold standard being created in all those Hamitic nations. Not only was he actually caring about his citizens, was he trying to unite all of Africa. And that would have what? It would have crushed the dollar. And guess what? The dollar's being crushed regardless. Right? The Most High always had in his will to destroy you niggas, man. Your petrodollar is done. But just using those examples to show you an example of a righteous country in a sense. Because you actually got paid to go to college. You got paid to get married. You got paid when you had a kid. So it benefited you to reproduce. They wanted their population to boom, not to destroy it. So majority of the earth, it ain't no free health care. It ain't none of that, man. Insurance is a scam. Okay? That's why doctors continually treat you and never cure you. They want you to go back to the doctor to rack up them bills and so they can get paid. I was talking to my rib about C-sections. They get paid every time they do a C-section. I believe like $10,000, $20,000. And that what? That tears up your body. It produces scar tissue. So it damages the female and it creates problems and illnesses for her. That's gonna lead her back to the hospital. So a wicked doctor is gonna bring you back. When, if you just do it the way the Most High originated it, you just had a baby going through the tunnel, man, going through the canal, the right way, it's straight. You can have as many kids as you want, you know? And in the kingdom, women will have unlimited number of kids. Just ongoing. All right? Let me see where I was at, man. Oh, I was gonna go Ezekiel 3rd chapter. I'm gonna get a little bit from the board, some more. See what the brother said. Imagine a kingdom where we no longer are subject to our adversaries, and whereas we are fully embraced and supported directly by Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, and that's what salvation is. Okay? That's why we need that new heaven and that new earth. What we were talking about in Revelation 21. You know what I'm saying? Luke 1:67. Let's get that. Once again, no fear of our enemy. Shoot, no enemy. Now we gonna have an enemy. Hey, Esau still be our enemy, but he can't do shit. As it says in 2nd Esdras, you know, the heathen shall envy us, but they won't be able to touch us. Loosely quoting, I know I butchered that. All right. Damn, I just forgot what I was about to get, man. Oh man, these bodies, yo. Oh, these bodies, bro. I get that Isaiah 34:16. I was gonna go get Ezekiel, but I was gonna go get something else. I just can't remember. Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of Yahawah and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. If you in that mindset of, I don't know if the Bible's real, the white man wrote the Bible, and no, I just explained to you, how the devil, we taking him over. Because it's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. I explained what a heaven is, a kingdom. So if it's going to be a new heaven and a new earth, it's going to be a new kingdom and a new society, a new way of living coming. So this old one got to be took away. All right? I said Esau is still going to be our enemy, but he's not going to be able to mess with us. He's not going to be, he's going to be in a pit. He's going to be done as a servant for 1,000 years, and then he will be destroyed. Oh, the water Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. I was going to get Luke 1:67. You know? So, he's going to be, we're not going to fear him no more. Right now, you have a fear. It don't matter if you own your house or you renting it. You fear you not paying that bill and Esau taking that house away, putting you out on the streets. You have a fear of that. You fear if you don't, and not saying we afraid of them, because we haven't been given a spirit of fear, but we know that Romans 13, you have these powers that rule over us, and they're established and set up by the Most High Yahawah, right? So we have a sense that, hey, I gotta pay these bills. I gotta go to work so I can pay these bills. All right, I gotta get through somehow. So that right there, you've never imagined, you never felt that since King Solomon and King David. You ain't felt that since then. And if you don't believe the scriptures, as we were just reading, Isaiah 34:16, then you're not gonna have faith to even believe that we used to live like that, where we didn't fear these heathens, where it was peace, where you had multiple wives, concubines, forms. Every brother, every man in Israel, even during King Solomon's time, you would have had your own, you had acres of land. Not just 1 acre or 2 acres, no. You would have had acres of land, man. Shit, your slave might have had like half an acre his damn self. Your servant. You know, you would have set him up. Alright, let's say you got a cool little servant that's cool. He do everything for you, whatever. He your favorite servant. You might have gave him his own little spot. But you would have had at least 20, 30 acres. At least. So how much more in the kingdom? You understand? So we used to have a time period where we were free. We were ruling. We wasn't fearing the heathens. We were lending and we were not borrowing. Right now, you got to go to the bank to get a house loan. You got to get a car loan. You got a loan, whatever type of loan. You got to go to the YT man. And if your credit ain't checking, then you ain't getting it. So you got to go to him to borrow. Back then, we used to lend. He had to come to us Can I get, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can get this. Maybe you can't. You understand? A position of power. As Elder Apostle Gabar said, a royal mindset, man. A ruling class mentality. But most Jake, you don't have faith and you don't believe in the scriptures, so you can't even fathom that we was in that. And that is coming back. This is Luke 1. And 67. Man, damn, man, this page stuck. Alright, I got it. Luke 1 and 67. I started 67. And his father Zechariah was filled with the Holy Spirit and prophesied, saying, Blessed be Yahawah power of Israel, the God of who? Of Israel. Okay? Nobody else. He's the God of the Israelites. For he hath visited and redeemed his people. His people. So who does salvation pertain to? Israel. The Israelites. Not geographically Israel. No. Wherever we go, we are Israel. We are people before a place. Second Maccabees 5 and 19. Okay? We are people before a place. So before we was ever called Israelites, we were called what? The sons of God. Okay? That's what we go back to being. Sons of God. That's who we are. Okay? Now y'all good. Alright, verse 68. Blessed be Yahawah power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's the God's chosen people. That's his people. He's redeeming us. He's saving us. He's bringing us back to him. 69. And he hath raised up an horn, that horn being who? Yahawashi. Alright? A horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David. So, Yahawashi has the preeminence. He's the horn. A horn on a rhinoceros, that's the first thing you're gonna feel when that rhinoceros charges you. The horn or the tusk on an elephant, that's how an elephant fight. The horns or the antlers on a buck, a deer, they coming with that. So Yahawashi is the first that you feel.